People are trying to get out of town. They want a bug out bike. That's this bike. Hi, it's me again, Dylan from Throttle Company. Today we're starting out looking at this 1968 Royal Enfield because today we're riding a Royal Enfield, but not the old one. We're going to take out this brand new Royal Enfield Himalayan. It's an adventure bike. It's off-road, on-road. It's actually probably the most popular bike in the world right now. So let's take it around the loop. So this bike is a 411cc single cylinder. There's a ton of information out there, and if you're really looking for something like crazy in-depth on what it's like to live with a motorcycle like this, Itchy Boots is a YouTube channel where a woman named Norley from the Netherlands buys one in India and just rides around the world. It's amazing. And she shows off all the accessories. I mean, she's not paid by Royal Enfield or anything, but she just winds up being like a great spokesperson for them. So anyway, we got a pretty cool gauge setup. That's one of my favorite things about this motorcycle is, like I said, it's a single cylinder. So you got that kind of thumpy engine, pump, 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 pump. And it's got the RPMs here. They top out kind of low, but that's normal for a single cylinder because you just have that one cylinder up and down every single revolution. But the classic looking gauges, you've got a compass built in. You have a gear indicator. You can see I'm in first there. There's second. I missed neutral. There's neutral. So you see 0. The clock, we must unplug this at some point. It's wrong. You have a temperature sensor, and then you've got your standard kind of trip stuff. But analog sweeps on all this stuff. So you've got an analog needle showing you the fuel and the RPMs and the speedometer, which is really nice. You got a lot of those, you know, standard layout. These are actually very similar for all the Royal Enfields. This is a great motorcycle, and it's got a lot of these attachment points and everything that you can add just all the accessories in the world that you would want. This one has ABS. They added that in 2019. This is not the brand newest one. There is a newer one in 2021, sorry. And that one has selectable ABS, but this is a 2020. This is actually our demo model, and it is for sale currently. This is November 20th, 2020, and it is for sale. It's got a pretty good discount because it's a demo and all that stuff, but it's not really the point of this video. I'm just showing you what it's like to ride a Royal Enfield Himalayan, and you can kind of see with my riding position as far as my handlebars. It's got a really flat handlebar, and I'm very upright. This bike, it doesn't feel like you're sitting on it. You're sitting kind of in it, and it feels like a saddle. It feels like riding a horse. Honestly, I'm way down in it. My knees are kind of up. It's low. It's got a low seat height, and that makes it great for a newer rider or a beginner or whatever, but I can put my feet down very easily. The pegs are kind of cool. I'm not sure you can see them, but they're kind of like motocross pegs with like a rubber insert. So if you need that more like off-road stability, you want your like actual like off-road boots to kind of lock in and grab a little bit more, then that's perfect. You can just take that rubber insert out. Let's see if I can get a shot of this while we're at this. So yeah, you can kind of see it down there. You take that rubber insert out, and it just gets you a little bit more traction kind of off-road. These bikes are really kind of half and half. So the tires on them are Pirelli MT60, which is like 50-50. Maybe it's actually a little more on-road than off-road, which makes sense for the amount of people that are actually going to do that, maybe an 80-20 or something, but they're decent for both, really. I mean, that's what you're going to get with an on-road, off-road tire, is a tire that's pretty good at both, but not great at either one. But it's got this cool windshield. You can actually get a taller windshield. You can get a GPS kind of phone mount thing for it. There's a ton of accessories available for this motorcycle. And like I said before, I think it's the most popular motorcycle in the world right now. You can't find these. I mean, we happen to have, we have this one. We hung on for our demo. And then we have two 2021s in red, rock red. All of them have Earth names. And then we got one by accident and we ordered the other one, but they're just kind of all back ordered. They're all, they had a pre-order and those sold out within 24 hours, and they just very hard to get a hold of, especially in America. So anyway, just keep that in mind if you go down to your dealer and check them out, or even if you come to us. We have a couple to look at, but the way to sell them to you is to pre-order it and get it in a couple of months. So anyway, as far as it goes to ride it, these are a fun motorcycle. They're not fast. They have something like 25-30 horsepower. Like I said, it's a 411 single. That gear indicator makes makes a big difference, I think, as far as convenience of riding it. You can see I'm in 5th gear right now, going 50 miles an hour at 3,000 RPMs. So you absolutely can take this motorcycle on the highway. I've had it up to 80 on the highway. We'll get going a little bit faster here in a little bit, highway speeds, if you will. But you can do it, and I know people that commute using this motorcycle every day on the highway, but it's not built for that. It's like I said earlier, it's an on-road, off-road. It's kind of good at both, but not perfect at either one, not great at either one. It's not as good off-road as a dirt bike would be, and it's not as good on the highway or whatever as a street bike would be. I'm not gonna follow this guy the whole time. He's a little wild. Anyway, so I like that gear indicator. You can see I can come down to 2nd gear here, and I know that I'm in that gear. I just find that to be so much more convenient. I'm gonna pull over here, let some people go past. But the transmissions on these new Royal Enfields, I guess I've never heard anything negative about them, but man, they're sort of underrated. They're just amazing. I really think that the transmission is one of the nicest things about the twins, the 650 twins, and it's also fantastic on this Himalayan. You never make a mistake, never miss a gear. It's just got all the right feel to it without being clunky or just too simple, too easy if you feel like you're going to break it. I know this road, and I've probably ridden this bike on this road for half those miles there, half of 300. So I know about how much to slow down and how much to turn. But this is, speaking of, this is such a fun motorcycle. This is just, you get to use all the throttle. I'm full throttle right there. You get to use all the gears. That's just, it's your standard, I'm sure you've heard this before, but riding a slow bike fast is more fun than riding a fast bike slow. And this bike is exactly that. It's just a ton of fun. You saw me take it all the way to 7,000 RPMs there right before I get to this turn. I'm not flying off the road. If I had a 1,000 cc motorcycle, I might be going crazy there. You can hear the noise as I really accelerate here. All right. Hey man, I was trying to do a little high-speed test there. Okay, so you saw I got up pretty easily. I'm in 5th gear now at 40 miles an hour, but I was going up through the gears pretty good. It has the power. If you use the gears, it's certainly not underpowered. It's certainly not like, oh, this is not fit for the road or something. You have plenty of power. A 411 in other parts of the world, and India where this bike is made, is plenty of power for them. They certainly would never look at this and say, oh, it's only 411. Where in America, we're sort of used to those bigger engine sizes. But honestly, it is so fun. It feels lightweight. You have a ton of confidence. I can just maneuver this with my hips very easily, and it's it's perfect. It's very fun. It is a perfect city bike. It's a perfect backroads bike. It's a good camping bike. That's what I think is lending itself to all the attention that this motorcycle has gotten recently, is because people are trying to get out of town. They want a bug out bike. That's this bike. People take these up and down the mountains, actually in India and places around there, the Himalayas. I mean, that's why it's called that. And it's sort of an expedition motorcycle. And it's, sorry, I slammed into the camera there. But anyway, it's a capable motorcycle. That's the thing about it, is it can do anything. It's got a ton of torque, like I was saying about the horsepower. On paper, the horsepower maybe looks underwhelming, and people come in thinking, oh, it's very underpowered, but it's about the torque. This bike can just take off in first gear without actually giving it any throttle. It'll just, you let the clutch out slowly and it'll just take off. It is a tractor, and it'll just pull. And that makes for honestly, that makes for more fun. If you had to choose a bike just based on the horsepower and torque graphs, you want one that has a lot of torque early, and that's exactly what this motorcycle has. It is just very fun to ride around town. I got great acceleration. I have all the power I want. I have all the maneuverability I want. This has a 21-inch front wheel, which is sort of your standard front wheel for an off-road or an on-road, off-road motorcycle. And this 21-inch, it's just great for rolling over obstacles and stuff like that. And it gives you a lot of control, especially at the slower speeds around town. But obviously, it's no problem on the highway and everything like that. It's just a great, fun motorcycle. It would be a fine motorcycle for a first rider or a new rider, because you can't really get into trouble with the power and anything like that. Honestly, if anything, you get spoiled for other motorcycles because it's just so fun and easy and simple, and that things like the gear indicator are just going to make you spoiled for a newer motorcycle or a vintage motorcycle. Or even the other Royal Enfields don't have things like that gear indicator. They have, the other ones, the twins are a 6-speed, and this is only 5 gears. But it's great. I never feel like I'm in the wrong gear, like I don't have enough power or something like that. This is, I honestly, around the shop, what I use this motorcycle for the most is like running errands. If I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh, I got to grab a couple of bolts from the hardware store, this is the one that I hop on, because it's just so simple, starts right up, ride to the store. If there's construction or, some bumps in the road, or they put those steel plates in the road, I just don't care. I haven't ridden this one, actually. I'm sure I've been caught in the rain a time or two, but we bought a used one with very low miles, like less than 100 miles. I rode that one and it was pouring down rain. And that's what they're for. They're adventure bikes. They're for getting stuck in the rain and the snow and the mud. They got a ton of suspension travel. They have a single shock in the rear. There's a million videos online. You can really go down a rabbit hole on what everybody likes about the Himalayan. And they just released that new model, the 2021. Just some new colors. The selectable ABS. You can turn the ABS off in the rear. And then the front brake is different. If you notice on this front brake, it's probably hard to see, but I have a little bit of play in there and a little bit of movement before I actually get that brake going. It's totally normal on a modern motorcycle. The newer ones don't have that. They're just more stiff right away. I don't know why that is. I don't know what causes that, but they have a redesigned front brake. I think a lot of people didn't like that. So they've kind of gone back to how the brakes used to be before that. Well, here we are back at Throttle Company, and hopefully you got some information. Kind of went real quick, and I was losing the light, so I was kind of in a hurry there. But this motorcycle, what I didn't mention, and I'm not trying to be too much of a salesman in these kind of videos, but this motorcycle is $5,000. So this one in particular, it's actually more like $4,200, because it's our demo and we've marked it down and we've already done the free first service for you and everything. But this motorcycle is $5,000 new, and it comes with a 2-year warranty and all that stuff. Out of the way! Well, anyway, here we are back at Throttle Company, and that's the thing that everyone always is shocked about, is just how nice of a motorcycle you can buy brand new for $5,000. And it's so so fun. All right, well, that's the end of this video. I really appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you next time.